the devil in God's country. You know, and it's not so much who, it's what, you know, what happened.
People are curious how a guy, you sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
All a part of this Epstein file. Uncle Luke had JayZ on the couch and he had the girls off there freaking off while he was watching and everything. Jay couldn't take his eye off the
conspiracy against me, you know, because in the absence of the truth, bullshit will prevail.
DMX tried to warn us. DMX was speaking out against the industry a long time ago. Check this out.
Just the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do it because nobody can finish me.
That's a piece.
The industry wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls and win it.
DMX's warning about JayZ, it's hitting different now. For years, DMX made it clear he didn't trust that man, not even a little. And with everything surfacing lately, it feels like he saw through the shine, the power moves, and the polished image way before anyone else did. While headlines stayed locked on DMX's legal battles, most people ignored the deeper message he kept slipping in between interviews and songs. He wasn't just venting, he was talking about the music industry like it was something dark, something calculated. When DMX spoke about meeting the devil, he wasn't joking around or being poetic. He meant it literally. He believed something evil stepped into his life, offering deals in exchange for his soul. And he didn't hold back when naming names. From JayZ to high-level executives pulling strings behind the curtain, DMX pointed at the power structure and said it was bigger than rap. Now, with newly released files making rounds, people are rethinking those old interviews. JayZ's name shows up twice in connection to serious investigations. That alone has folks raising eyebrows. There's an FBI intake report that appears to mention Jay, alongside Harvey Weinstein and Epstein. Then there's the email from former Barclays CEO Jess Staley, where he told Epstein that wealthy elites didn't have to worry about black protesters because they had been bought off by JayZ. That's two separate references tying JayZ's name to powerful circles that operate behind closed doors. DMX spent years warning about hidden networks and industry gatekeepers who control careers like chess pieces. And notice this, when he started speaking more openly about how the system works, his radio presence faded fast. One minute, he was ruling the charts. Next minute, he was barely getting spins. Many blamed his personal struggles, but the timing raises questions. Every comeback attempt seemed to hit a wall at the exact moment he got too outspoken. And then, just when he was clean, focused, and back in the studio making new music, he was suddenly gone. Official reports said it was an overdose, but a lot of people still question that story. This pattern feels familiar. Artists who speak out, especially about spiritual truths or shady business practices, often seem to get pushed aside or erased. DMX wasn't scared to talk about God, the devil, or what he believed was a dark agenda inside the industry. That boldness made him a problem for powerful people.
Curious how a guy, you sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Back in 2007, DMX performed The Industry on HBO's Def Poetry Jam. That wasn't just poetry, it was a warning shot. On that stage, he broke down how artists get manipulated, pressured, and pushed to compromise who they are just to stay in the game. He wasn't whispering either. He said it with his chest.
You know what I'm saying? And it basically reflects on my relationship with the industry. This is what it is. Often, my words fall on deaf ears. Motherfuckers be listening, but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? Yeah. Thank you.
But he went deeper than contracts and label drama. DMX talked about a spiritual war happening behind the scenes in entertainment. In interviews and in his music, he made it clear the darkness wasn't just about money or fame. He believed the devil was real. He claimed certain people in the business were tapping into negative energy, doing rituals, chasing power to stay famous and stay young, and guiding artists down that same road. That's heavy stuff.
Whenever I went through something,
It brought me closer to God. And I stayed in the song. So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard. The attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. That's what it's always been. Joy, pain, dark, the light, sun with the rain. With the right perspective, there can be something to gain. Look for the good and the bad, not the sun and the rain.
X said he refused. When he turned it down, he began warning others about what he saw as the devil moving through the industry. And after that, things shifted. In September 2013, DMX appeared on the Dr. Phil show. He opened up about his life, legal issues, money problems, and personal struggles. But he also talked about spiritual battles and hidden layers in the industry. Dr. Phil brought up one of his lyrics, "Mow the grass to see the snakes," and that sparked a deeper conversation about DMX's faith. X explained that every album he created included a conversation with God. For him, music wasn't just entertainment. It was a fight between light and darkness, playing out in real time.
Well, I want to take a look at some of the lyrics from your song,
How about I pick the lyrics?
Who We Be. I think you'll like these lyrics. The hurt, the pain, the dirt, the rain, the jerk, the fame, the work, the game.
I like what you said. Yeah. Did it.
The friends, the foes, the bins, the hoes, these studios, the shows. Why don't you just read it?
Studios,
I like the way
shows,
you...
it comes and it goes. The jealousy, the envy, the phony, the friendly, the one that gave him the slugs, the one that put him in me, the snakes, the grass, too long to see, the lawnmower sitting right next to the tree.
Then Dr. Phil asked him straight up about the 3 times he said he ran into the devil. DMX didn't dodge it. He said, if you really want to understand this world, you have to see both sides.
It's right there, just mow that grass and you'll see the snakes.
Yeah. So you write...
Everything I say, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you write all of your songs.
All of my lyrics. I wouldn't be able to call myself an artist if I didn't write.
You've had, I guess I would call it a gospel song, or certainly
Gospel song and a conversation with the Lord on every album.
On every
beginning.
album. Lord, give me a sign. I pulled some of those lyrics out.
He explained that the devil doesn't show up looking evil. The offers look good, the promises sound sweet, but there's always a price hiding in the fine print.
Tell me what these lyrics are and what they mean.
It's a conversation with the Lord. I really need to talk to you, Lord. Since the last time we talked, the walk has been hard. Now, I know you haven't left me, but I feel like I'm alone. I'm a big boy now, but I'm still not grown. I'm still going through it. Pain and the hurt, soaking up trouble like rain in the dirt. And I know only I can stop the pain with just a mention of my Savior's name. In the name of Jesus, devil, I rebuke you for what I go through. We're trying to make me do what I used to, but all that stops right here. As long as the Lord's in my life, I will have no fear. I will know no pain from the light to the dark. I will know no shame, spit it right from the heart, because it's right from the start that you held me down and ain't nothing they can tell me now. Lord, give me a sign.
And this wasn't a one-time story.
You've had a song on every album, a conversation with God.
Yes.
You've had...
And a prayer.
And a prayer, and I think you've had...
Three conversations with the devil.
3 conversations with the devil. Why with the devil?
Well, to make a fair decision, I think you have to be aware of both sides. And I was approached, so of course I had a conversation. It doesn't mean I rode with him or believed him. I just was able to recognize him by what he said to me and what he offered me. Oh, now I know who you are. That's why I stopped talking to him. I've put out 7 albums, but he's only on 3.
In a 2009 interview from jail in Arizona, DMX said he met the devil in what he called God's country. At first, Arizona felt peaceful. The sunrises looked spiritual, almost healing, but then something shifted. He described experiencing something that deeply disturbed him. He connected that place to a spiritual battle and said he would never go back there again. Now here's the question. Was he speaking in metaphor, or did he believe it was a real confrontation? DMX constantly spoke against powerful executives and artists he felt were chasing fame at any cost. So when he mentioned Arizona, some people wondered what happened there. Did someone approach him with a deal, a warning, pressure to fall in line? Those are questions people still debate. Arizona has a reputation for wide open land, privacy, and extreme isolation. Just across the border in New Mexico sits Epstein's Zorro Ranch, a location that has raised many public questions over the years. The stories connected to that place have made headlines and sparked intense discussion. That alone adds another layer people can't ignore. The Southwest is also known for ultra-private rehab centers. Some are praised for helping people rebuild their lives. Others have faced criticism over strict control, heavy medication, and isolation tactics. DMX went through rehab in that region multiple times, so people ask, was it just treatment, or did he feel pressured to stay quiet? After Arizona, after what he described as an encounter with the devil, his tone seemed even more intense. He said he would never go back. That alone tells you whatever happened in Arizona shook him to the core. It wasn't just a bad memory, it clearly left a mark on him. And keep this in mind, the people DMX criticized weren't small players. He was pointing at major power figures, the gatekeepers, the ones people believe moved things behind closed doors, including JayZ. In 2004, JayZ became president of Def Jam. At that point, DMX had already dropped 5 straight #1 albums. He was unstoppable. But once Jay stepped into that top position, DMX claimed his 6th album, Year of the Dog, again, didn't get the push it deserved. He felt it was blocked. Why would that happen? Some believe Jay wanted a clear path, no competition breathing near the throne. That's when DMX reportedly started seeing things differently. He felt Jay would do whatever it took to stay on top, even if it meant stepping over someone who once stood beside him. That realization hit hard, and soon after, X walked away from Def Jam. But the distrust didn't stop at label politics. DMX also questioned the company Jay kept behind the scenes. Both men changed hip-hop forever, no doubt about that, but they moved in totally different ways. DMX constantly spoke about record labels controlling artists, presenting deals that looked good on paper but came with heavy strings attached. He warned about contracts that trap people.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of dick-sucking, dick-riding, bending over the desk-ass niggas, straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a fuck. Bring it. Bring it, bitch. Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass niggas. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives' dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
While DMX rejected what he saw as the darker side of the business, Jay was rising within the system. From early on, he was welcomed into powerful rooms, given influence, given a voice at executive tables. To some, that looked like success. To others, it raised eyebrows. 2 legends, 2 paths, and a divide that only grew deeper over time. What really widened the gap between DMX and JayZ wasn't just business, it was belief. DMX moved off faith, raw emotion, and what he felt was a higher calling. Jay moved like a strategist, calm, calculated, always 10 steps ahead. To X, that difference meant everything. He saw the industry as a spiritual battlefield, while others saw it as a power game to master. As Jay-Z's influence kept growing, partnerships expanded, billion-dollar deals rolled in, and corporate alliances stacked up. From fashion to sports agencies to luxury brands, Jay became the face of elevation in hip-hop. But critics have pointed out that rising that high usually means working closely with powerful institutions. For DMX, that closeness to elite circles may have looked like compromise. He often warned that when artists get too comfortable with executives and global power players, independence fades fast. There were also whispers about how artists were treated behind closed doors. DMX spoke openly about contracts that boxed people in, about creative control being stripped away. He believed many artists didn't even realize what they were signing until it was too late. Meanwhile, Jay was praised for mastering those same contracts and eventually becoming the one offering them. That contrast created tension people couldn't ignore. Still, it's important to remember that much of this lies in interpretation. DMX shared his truth as he saw it. JayZ has built a legacy many admire. But the clash between a man who believed he was fighting spiritual darkness and a man who thrived inside corporate power structures will always spark debate. 2 icons, 2 visions, and a story that keeps getting louder as time passes. There's been a lot of speculation that power became the priority above everything else, even above loyalty. Some people believe that when the stakes get that high, friendships turn into strategy. And that's where many say the real divide between DMX and Jay showed up. So was DMX trying to warn us? When he talked about those 3 run-ins with the devil, was he hinting at specific individuals, specific circles? He constantly spoke about hidden networks and powerful figures moving in silence. Now that JayZ's name has appeared in widely discussed documents connected to the Epstein investigation, even if only in references, people are connecting dots and asking questions. Are those connections meaningful or just coincidence? That's the debate. We may never get the full story, but one thing stands out. DMX believed he saw darkness operating behind fame and fortune, and he wasn't afraid to speak on it. Years later, those warnings hit different. His words feel heavier now. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think DMX was specifically talking about JayZ, or was he speaking more broadly about the system and powerful networks in general? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next.